I don't mind if you get one in the ass and two in the mouth, but just give me an address so we can find the body, all right? Can we just have an address? If you want HIV, you get HIV. Just give me the address. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning. How are you? It's been a whole couple of days since last we spoke.
I am so tired, y'all. So tired. So I've recognized a pattern in my sleeping habits where Scott will get tired early, like super early, like 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And my normal watch TV get tired period gets kind of shut down. And I'm in the dark, wide awake with my phone, which I then stare at for 2 hours, which then prevents me from being able to
terrible.
sleep.
Everybody tells you, do not stare at that white blue light because that'll mess with your circadian rhythmy whatever.
Yeah. So I have the night thing on, but like still, yeah, it was bad. And so it only happens when he goes to bed early because, I mean, it's never like planned. He's never like, oh, I'm going to have to go to bed early. He just kind of passes out early. And then he's like, can you turn the TV off? And I'm like, sure, I'll just read for a few minutes and then I'll go to sleep. Well, that never happens. And I was up an extra 6 hours after him.
What?
I know. I didn't go to sleep till 4 in the morning. I mean, I tried meditations. I tried everything. I could not go to sleep. It was terrible. He went to bed at like 10. I didn't go to bed till like 4.
That is outrageous. That's outrageous.
I know. I'm so tired now. I don't know what to do with myself.
It's going to be a great podcast. That's awesome.
I know. John will tell you that when I am super tired, I am fucking delirious. Although there was a time I had to record with him and Elsie when this had happened to me a bunch of days in a row.
I remember.
And that was bad. Yeah. Funny, but bad.
Didn't they have to send you away to a hotel where you had to get some sleep for like 48 hours of just...
Yes. I went to a hotel room so I could sleep because I couldn't sleep around these people. And Nathan's here. Nathan's been here for like 3 days. So he's been helpful, but...
Just to bring the listeners in on that magical podcast, she was at the hotel room when she was recording and she decided to put the microphone between her boobs in her cleavage. So that was
I also
fun.
made the mistake of asking John if he'd like to come over and hang out, forgetting I was in a hotel room and not realizing how fucking inappropriate that was. Yeah.
Good times. You too.
Right. So yeah, super tired, getting ready to go to New York City.
Last time I mentioned an email that I got that was like for Silver Fox Black Singles. And you said, what the hell have you been searching to be getting these emails?
Right.
So I really thought I would take a look at, what emails.
Oh, let's see what you've been searching. Oh, you want to look at what emails? I want to know your search history.
Well, I'm not giving you that, but I will ask you. That's another podcast from start to finish. But I will ask you, have you gotten any strange emails? Like last night, I got a wine weight loss email.
Let me look at my spam.
To lose
Michael
weight.
Kors outlet.
That means you've been shopping.
Walmart. We need you if you're interested.
That means you're a classy motherfucker. Yeah.
Because they're accepting applications from qualified individuals.
I am qualified.
Oh, here's a good one. I am Miss Smadar Barber Sadiq. I am the Chief Executive Officer with First International Bank of Israel. I am getting in touch with you regarding an extremely important and urgent matter. If you oblige me the opportunity, I shall provide you with details upon your response.
No, thank you. So you're getting just scams.
Also, the footer is in Spanish.
For an Israeli something? That's classy.
Yeah. Stupid. What else do I have? Insta model growth. Something in Russian. Hi, can we talk from Veronica?
No. Mine are mostly weight loss and dating emails. So
why?
I don't know. And my search history is either shopping. It's either mostly on Amazon because I drank the Kool-Aid with Amazon and I will pretty much... Yeah, I'm a sure thing for them. You need something? Oh, Jessica. I have a discovery. Actually, I have a discovery for both of you.
Oh, boy. Let me pull up Amazon right now.
All right, go there. Put in Trader Joe's everything but the bagel. Have you ever heard of it?
It's the first thing that came up.
Well, there's a reason, and here's the reason.
Oh. Oh,
It's a shaker of everything that is on an everything bagel except for the bagel that you can't eat.
So what do you put it on?
Anything else. So last night,
So like a saltine cracker with cream cheese, and then you
could do that, but my issue is the saltine cracker. You can't have the saltine cracker. So what you do is
putting it on apples.
That's disgusting. I opened up an avocado and I sliced avocado, which I love. And I put everything but the bagel on this avocado that just melted in my mouth and made me so happy and still had the flavor. I'm drooling right now. Still had the flavor of an everything bagel. So what wouldn't I put it on?
I don't like just mush in my mouth, but I like the idea of like a Wassa cracker, like a Wassa crisp.
Well, it gives you the crunch,
fibrous.
But it gives you the crunch in addition. But even the shaker thing, all those seeds and salt and garlic, all that onion and is crunchy in itself. So that made my avocado have a little more texture to it, and it was
That's
delicious.
a good idea. You know, I will reveal something about myself that we have never discussed. I am not an everything bagel person because I don't like the garlic and the salt on the bagel. I do like them in other foods, but for a bagel, I'm a sole onion bagel eater. I'm an onion only girl.
I do love a good onion bagel. Here we go, talking about carbs again. Wow, has my life taken a turn. I used to only eat them, and now I only talk about them. This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. I just saw a little video yesterday of a woman who tried to take her whole family off all sugar for 1 week. And she was like, my kids, they were like 4 and 5 or whatever. And she was like, they behaved better. They slept better. All I did was think about sugar, and it was torture. And I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm on week 3. Like, I just finished week 3, so I guess I'm on week 4 now. And you pretty much threw me off last night because you sent me a Marco Polo of your delicious little boy with his perfect little haircut who was
Amish market donut.
Amish market haircut and Amish market donut.
That's not my fault. Blame kids' cuts for that. I don't do that.
So you put the camera on him, and you're eating the most beautiful looking donuts I've ever seen. A place where I can't go anymore, the Amish market, because I'm convinced, kind of like going to the mall and smelling Cinnabon, they waft out that bakery, and I just smell donut from a mile away. I have to like go out of my way to go around it.
It's a problem.
So I told John this morning I would totally eat a donut right now. The right donut, not just any donut. I'm not going to Dunkin' Donuts for a donut. I'm going to the Amish market, and I could shove it in my pie hole. But you said it. I'm kind of over the whole, other than licking a baguette yesterday, I'm kind of over the whole bowl of pasta. And
how do you feel about your life at that moment when you're licking a baguette? Wait, that's the name of the show, Licking Baguettes, because it's phallic.
I wiped my tongue afterwards. I was like, no, don't do it.
No carbs.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. But no, I got a Panera salad, and I usually take
Those
the
are
piece,
delicious.
but I take that piece of bread from the baguette they give you, and I mop up the dressing afterwards, and then I put it on my tongue, and it's magical. But it's over.
Wait, but you didn't eat the bread.
I didn't eat the bread.
Fool!
I know. But I did get a chicken salad thing, and I took the everything but the bagel, and I shook it on my chicken salad that had grapes and almonds in it, which I don't eat all that stuff in a chicken salad. I like the chicken, a little bit of celery, and I put that in my pie hole, and I enjoyed that. My issue is I know what not to eat. I don't really know what to eat. And unless you are, I don't know, I'm sick the fucking tired to think about eating all the time. What not to eat, what to eat, what not to eat, to eat. Like, can't I just do something else? Like, I try to stay active and out of the house and with a dog or doing something to not constantly think about food.
But honey, that's why this is why it's not a sustainable lifestyle. This is why I gained all the sugar. I mean, this is why I gained all the weight back after I had Isaac, because never eating carbs and sugar is, because it's in so many things, it's fucking impossible. The right way is just to try and balance fibrous carbs with the rest and not eat sweets. Like, don't eat donuts or ice cream or all the junk food in your house after downing a bottle of vodka. Instead,
what are you saying?
You try to eat mostly vegetables, lots of water. You know, it's like 50% vegetables, 25% protein, 25% dank carbs.
Hey, wait, how is your water intake going? How's that going for you? You
It
struggled
was going really good.
until
It was getting better until I got a sore throat. And then it wasn't helping. So I went to ginger ale for a day, and now I'm back to water. It's good. It's fine.
Isn't ginger ale just sugar? I
But
mean,
it's ginger. It helps. It helps me get
deliciousness,
better.
but sugar.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to have it. My diet, I lost 2 pounds. I actually lost 4 pounds, but then gained 2 back in probably ginger ale. So it's good. Also, I had banana pudding last night, which I probably shouldn't have had, from the Amish market. I've not paid attention to my diet in the last 2 days because I was sick. And when I'm sick, I just want to eat all the carbs.
I understand the disorder side of it because once you lose, like I lost 5 pounds. Well, once I lost 5 pounds and I kind of feel a little better, like I'm not unhappy or whatever, I want that. I'm like, well, if I don't eat, maybe I'll have. I told Stuart I'd be willing to give up the women who come and clean our house to have somebody come here. I'll clean it. To have somebody come here with the right food and to prepare the snacks and the food for us.
Oh my God, I have said the same thing.
Because I know how to clean. I don't know how to be a clean eater.
I don't know how to do either one.
Like I don't know how to eat well, but I know how to I don't like doing it. It would be great if I could swap out my assistants. You know, if I could swap out the humans who make my life easier in one way for making easier in another way, because I don't get it. I don't know how to do it.
I would like to go on care.com and hire someone to come here 3 times a week, prep a meal, and or put it in the oven, and or grocery shop for it, prep it and put it in the oven, and then go home and let me eat. That's all I want. I just come over. Just if I say like spaghetti bolognese, just chop the carrot and just make it from scratch, not the pasta, but you know, the rest. Or if I say I would like a carb-free meal, but I would like it for it to be, or you know, why don't you make that stir fry, but with light brown sauce and a little bit of brown rice, like, and I just want it to be done. I don't want to do any of it.
My favorite part of what you just said was you want somebody to come prep it and then go home. You felt it necessary to say, I don't want to fucking eat with you.
Stay and eat. Well, that's why you can't hire a family member to do this.
Right.
Because they'll want to stay and eat it with you. These people I want should have something else to do for dinner.
Yes. Even as far as, you know, those little turd carrots, I like the full-size carrots, shaved down and cut up into carrot sticks.
Everybody knows those little turd carrots taste like shit.
Right. So when I go, I get the big carrots and it's like an ordeal. Like I just want someone who's going to prep for me and have that done. And I'll be upstairs cleaning a fucking toilet so that I don't have to, because I know.
I won't be doing that.
You won't be doing. I know how to clean. P.S. When I was younger, who? Me? When I was younger, on every Saturday, I would dust the entire house. I would have dust rags. I would dust the entire house. And my brothers would vacuum on and off. Every weekend, either one of them would vacuum.
Only when forced at gunpoint did I ever clean anything. And my mother was the worst at showing me what to do. She was also terrible at it. But she was an amazing cook, whereas I just don't enjoy it. So, like, yeah, I want someone, you know, in fact, let's do one better. I don't even need them to come over and make the dinner. I will buy all the groceries and come home. I want this person to be there, peel all the carrots, chop all the celery, put everything in containers. I will buy all the produce, chop it, flip it, rub it down, put it in containers. And then and then throughout the week I can just be like, "Oh, look, peppers, onions, meat. Whee!" And it's done.
So you're willing to do the cooking. You just need a sous chef.
I don't want to do the prep. Yeah, exactly.
Even when I used to make meals, my timing was so off that the vegetable wouldn't be ready until my time. Like cooking is timing too. Like having everything done, I never knew.
That's ADD. And I'll tell you something. The only meals I can cook properly this way is the big ones: Rosh Hashanah, Passover, Christmas dinner. I can get down a giant meal because there are so many balls in the air that somehow I time it all perfectly and it all comes out okay. But a nightly dinner, I'm not paying attention to it. I'm thinking of other things. I'm looking at my phone. Everything gets burned. Everything is ruined. We go out.
Don't you have holiday meals even where you will go and you will look in the refrigerator afterwards and say, oh my God, I didn't serve the fucking whatever. Or how did I miss that?
No,
Or how did
I am the Mac Daddy of holiday meals. I'm not kidding with you. I have the Jewish juju for some reason. I mean, I can even make I don't make the matzo ball soup from scratch. I make the broth from scratch, but I don't like grind up matzah or whatever. But like for the most part, I make an amazing brisket. I have the potato. Everything is ready at the same time.
Wow.
It's all put out. This is my only skill. I can barely boil water. I will burn rice on the stove. Yet somehow I can make a giant Rosh Hashanah dinner. It's ridiculous. I don't know why. I do know why. I just explained, because there's so many things going on that somehow it like stimulates my brain and I can keep up with it all.
Balls in the air, I believe is the phrase you used. Balls in the air.
Balls in the air. Speaking of balls in the air, my son said the funniest thing last night in the bath. He goes, he sits down in the water, and of course the hand goes right to the crotch, and which is normal. Then he goes, I'm holding my balls. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
You are. And he goes, I think they need to go in a jar. And I was like, you do? He was like, they need to get out of there so we can put them in a jar like marbles. Or, he's like marbles. And I said, no, you don't. They need to stay right in there. I said, they're in that little pocket for a reason, buddy. You have like a built-in pocket. He was like, I said, this is what I said. I said, those are for helping you make babies later. I said, you're going to need those right where they are. Let's just leave them there. You can hold them, but please don't try and pop them out of there if you don't mind.
Oh my God, don't plant that idea. You already had to take
goes,
Play-Doh
no,
out of his ear.
I could see what he was doing. He's like, they're like, it's like one of those squeezy heads that goes, you know
where
what
the
I mean?
eyes pop out, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, just leave it there. You're going to need that later to make babies. You have something, there's special ingredient for making babies in there. He goes, I'm holding my baby balls.
Yes. You are holding your baby balls.
You are.
Attaboy.
I said, mazel. Thank you for sharing.
Attaboy.
That is one thing he talks about, his penises and vaginas so much. Nathan never did that. Probably because he had a sister who would have clocked him. But I think because they were almost the same age and one had each and they bathed together. Like they didn't point to them. They didn't bother with them. They didn't talk about them. Like it was just like, whatever, we're bathing. Probably because they were too busy being silly together to notice that either one of them had genitalia, whereas Isaac, on the other hand, is constantly talking about penises and vagina. He is a Scorpio, though, so there's that.
Oh, my God. That again.
But, he's constantly talking about penises and vagina. Did I tell you about the time he wanted to hug mine?
Yes. I think you did it on the podcast, too.
Did I? He said, I want to hug your vagina.
Doesn't seem appropriate, my sweet pea. Ask Daddy permission.
Get in line. You and the rest of Philadelphia. What? Just kidding. Anyway, so sorry. We were talking about food, and then we went right to balls. Wow.
And you know what? That seems to be a trend for us. Talking about food and then talking about genitalia, which is fine, which is totally
because
fine.
Both involve eating.
It's our wheelhouse. It's where we're comfortable.
So tomorrow, I go to New York City.
The city.
And
that's what we call the city, as opposed to people here in Philly who say, oh, I'm going to be in the city. I'm like, oh my God, are you going to see a show? Do you need a recommendation for restaurants?
Everyone always
They're
says,
like,
what are you going to
no,
do?
we're going to Philly. I'm like, that's not the
ass.
city. That's town. If anything, that's town, not city.
That's town. Yeah, no, the city. No, around here, if I say I'm going to the city, I mean Philadelphia.
No.
Well, you're from Long Island. That's why that doesn't mean that for you. This is the closest city to me is Philadelphia. So when I say I'm going to go in the city, actually, people sometimes would even think I meant downtown Wilmington, which is preposterous.
Thank you for saying that and not making me repeat it. It's wrong. Is the answer. It's redonk.
But no, I would probably mean Philly. But no, I'm actually going all the way to New York City on the train.
So did you say you were hanging out with the same people who were with you when you took a face plant?
No, but a different partner. But yeah, so these guys are coming in from the UK. Again, taller than me, more fit than me. One of them's younger than me.
Carry my bag.
And so originally it was supposed to be Sunday through like Thursday. And Sunday night, there's a hotel bar party. And I was, which is casual. I can wear whatever. And then Monday and Tuesday, I was just going to do like the hunker down and work thing. And then Wednesday, we were going to do something around the city together that was supposed to be casual. And then I was coming home. Oh, and then Wednesday night, we were going to go to a dueling piano bar where people stand around and sing show tunes. It's called Marie's Crisis. I'm super excited. So then we ended up having to switch it because he has something to do Wednesday. So now I'm going tomorrow, and we're supposed to go to Marie's Crisis tomorrow when they get in from the UK, which I'm just like, he's not going to fucking want to do that, dude. He's going to be coming all 6 hours, however many hours that plane ride is, and then fucking just get out and go to a screaming bar full of gays.
Yes.
What?
Singing show tunes. How do you say no to that? It sounds amazing.
Screaming. It's so. First of all, it's so much fun. You could pee your pants. But
you said you didn't know most of these show tunes because they.
Last time I didn't know a lot of the show tunes. I had to request the ones because also there are so many musicals that happened before I was born. Like even South Pacific. The only one I know is Some Enchanted Evening. Like, what do you know? But like they were like.
South Pacific is I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hand.
I know that
Some
one.
Enchanted Evening. Yeah, but those are the good ones. That's what you know.
All right, but they're doing. But towards the end of the night, the piano player starts to show off, and then I don't know any of the songs because he's being a douche, like gays can be. So, all of a sudden they'll just be like, "Let me show you my skills."
I find heteros more douchey, but okay.
By the way, I wasn't being whatever. I'm not going to defend myself. We all know gays can be persnickety. This was one of them. So anyway, maybe we should just delete that. I don't know. I really don't need to hear the backlash.
Carry on. You're fine.
All right, whatever.
Carry on.
Okay. I love the gays, so I don't care. Anyway, so Saturday I'm all set. Sunday I'm all set. Monday he asks me to join him and his friend at the Harvard Club where he'll be speaking. And then we'll be having lunch. Well, he'll introduce me to the people who hired him to speak. And this way I can go and speak there more often at the Harvard Club. So I say, yay, so excited. This is going to be so fun. Immediately, start obsessing about what I'm going to wear.
Yes,
partially,
that's the first place I went.
Partially because I have blue hair. First thing I said is, I have blue hair right now, right? And he was like, yeah, it's all good. It doesn't matter. And then I'm like, don't tell them I'm Jewish. That's second thing.
Number two. First is, oh my God, what am I going to wear? Number two is, do I have to speak?
I don't have to speak, but I will probably be the shortest and fattest person at the Harvard Club, which I'm already preparing for. I do have a cute dress. It's pink and it's a wrap dress. It has no sleeves. So I'm going to wear a wrap and cute shoes that are comfortable yet walkable. Because my third thing was, how am I not going to face plant? How am I not going to embarrass him? Then I start thinking, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Fake eyelashes. I'll wear shapewear. So I order a shapewear on Amazon that is like a contraption, the likes of which no woman should have to prepare themselves. First of all, let me just start from the crotch.
How do you get in it?
You just step into it. Well, okay. I couldn't get into it, but I'll get to that. It was a hook crotch, so you could pee. It's also supposed to lift your butt, which means it's really tight going up your ass like a wedgie kind of. Then it had hooks. Then you had hooks up. Hold on. Hooks up the side like this, where you're going from your hip bone all the way up to under your bra. Then a zipper, so that shit is so tight. Then it leaves room for the boobs out. Actually, it didn't have a bra because I guess this helps lift. I don't know. And then because the thing is so tight, they even include straps, shoulder straps that you can put on in case it's so painful that you want to die. They've included shoulder straps for the bra section. So I put it on one leg and I was like, this is not going to happen. I can already tell.
We out.
Could put it in two legs and I was immediately a penguin. I was like, nope, there's no way this is happening. I have to take it off. And then I found in my drawer just a normal, I don't want to say, I hate the word girl. It's not really a girl, but it's kind of like bike shorts that go up to my tits. Thank you, John. That's perfect. Where you find that, I don't know, but that was exactly me yesterday.
This is John's cue to say, I'm so glad I woke up this morning as a man, not as a woman.
So I already know that I'm either going to A, be caught in the rain and have blue dye running down the back of my neck, B, fall on my face for some stupid reason, C, not have enough on and be freezing butt-ass cold because I brought a dress that had, I'm going to have to bring backup clothes just in case of the weather because I don't know what it'll be like. D, fall on my face and embarrass everyone. E, something will, if I had worn this contraption, I can just imagine something unhooking and then there being a pokey thing coming out of my shirt and stuff because the dress is a wrap dress and it's a little tight. Anyway, and then I'm thinking, why did he invite me to this? I don't belong anywhere where people are supposed to be chic. I am the most awkward, unsophisticated person I know. I'm just like a bull in any shop. It doesn't have to have china. It could be a deli and I could ruin it.
On the other side of the deli counter, I'm a bull.
I mean, I used to take tap, ballet, and jazz. I mean, obviously tap dancing was the choice because they looked at me doing ballet and went, that's not going to work. I'm so ungraceful. So, like, I don't know. Now I'm just all freaking out about it. Not only that, it's like 2 blocks away from my hotel, so it's not far. But, of course, I'm like, worried my shoes won't be comfortable. I'm so stressed out about it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm so stressed out about it.
So what you bring with you is a backpack. Do you travel with a backpack?
Yes,
I have like a nice
techie.
leather backpack that you put spare shoes in for right after when you leave, so you can walk back to your hotel. You can walk anywhere a couple blocks away with uncomfortable shoes and stand. I find
comfortable. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, I find it just to afterwards, you just want to rip all your clothes off and get yourself out of there. So if you had like night pants, because they're my favorite, or anything, or yoga pants with a tunic to go on afterwards, once you leave there and hit bars, so you don't have to go out after this gig all dressed up like that. You just roll everything nicely, stick it in the backpack, and you are ready to go.
It's actually close enough where I could just go change before I went anywhere. But as I start to like obsess about this verbally, Scott's like, you do this every time you travel. I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, okay. The week before you go anywhere, boxes from Amazon start coming to the house. Clothes start hanging on every door of every closet.
Every door frame, yep.
You start obsessing about, you start asking, and not only that, but I even play him. Like, I start going, what color do I look the best in? Or I'll be like...
Does he know that trap? Does he know?
Do you think heels make me look skinnier? He's starting to notice a pattern. I do this like 5 times a year. So, like, he's just like... Just wear what's comfortable. I don't know why. He was like, why do you travel if it makes you like this? I'm like, because it's so much fun. Right? It is so much fun. But like, he's right. Like Sephora boxes will start coming. And I'm like, I need more spackle for the face.
Spackle.
Better eyelashes.
You said spackle.
Ugh. Spackle. Today I'm going to have my eyebrows re-dyed. I'm getting a spray tan so that I don't frighten people in the street. And
wow.
Is that
really?
It? Yes.
It's a lot
if
of
I could
work.
have my teeth whitened and my neck lasered, I would. Because I just noticed that I have neck wrinkles right here. Like right under my third chin. It's starting to wrinkle. And it's pissing me off.
They were just talking about how that's the one thing you can't really get rid of with plastic surgery is your neck will always give away your age. Your neck is...
I know. Ask my ex-husband. Oh, my God. He lost 100 pounds. And he's a turkey. He's like a literal turkey now. He looks great, except for the neck.
Do you remember in Ally McBeal, Fish loved the waddle?
He liked the waddle, yes.
Yeah, he loved the waddle. You just got to find a guy who likes a good wrinkly waddle. That's what I have to find.
A couple nights ago, I was obsessing about this line. And then I'm like, what's this line from? And Scott, he's on to me now. Because he goes, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm like, do you see like a wrinkle here? Is this new? And he's like, I don't know if it's new.
Poor Scott.
So then I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm looking in the mirror and I've got my phone and I'm looking like this. And I'm like, oh, that's for my third chin. Do I have a third chin? And he's like, I'm not doing this with you, Jessica.
He's so smart. He is smartening up, huh? He is learning.
I'm not doing this with you. I am not doing this with you. You look fine. You're beautiful.
This is a lose-lose. There's no way I could win here.
But come on, Melissa. Like, it doesn't look fat, but like there's a line going here. Like someone tried to kill me. And then there's like a line on my collarbone that I didn't know was there before.
So what answer from him would get him a blowy?
Well, first of all, I just do that for free. But like,
of course it's free. But what answer would be like?
I mean, he doesn't need to compliment me to do that. But like, first of all, he doesn't want that, so it doesn't matter. I just want to hear you are the hottest person in New York City. I'm never going to get that out of him. Because he's not that smart yet.
Wait, so that's what you want to hear? You're the hottest person in New York City?
No, but I just want to... No, but I mean, I wouldn't mind him saying, your best color is blue. So I could be like, great, I'll hone in on blue. Or I want him to be like, just wear a necklace, cover it up. Or I just want him to be helpful, like my friend. But he's not my friend, he's my husband. And when he's being my husband, he's not being my friend.
All right, so I'll tell you, wear a pendant that hangs lower. Because if you wear a necklace here, that's exactly what they're looking at. So wear something that hits... in the boob area because, girl, you got boobs, and that
I
is
thought
definitely.
what I would do is just get a push-up bra, and then if people are looking at my cleavage, they won't notice my necklines. Is that a good plan, you think?
That's what I do. I have art of distraction. I wear a super short skirt because I got
Your
slamming
boobs
legs,
have been looking, yes.
and I try to hide midsection. Yes, distraction. Look over here, something shiny.
You have a midsection, but okay. So anyway, he notices that I do start obsessing. So I mean, even if he hadn't done this with the Harvard Club, it would be something else I'm doing this week that I would be obsessing over. He just happened to give me a reason
You're
to obsess
not the
about
only
something
one.
further.
If we know we're traveling somewhere, look, if we travel as a family somewhere, I don't give a shit. I just roll up 3 outfits. We have our own laundry. We're fine. But if we're going with another family or someone else, or God help you, you're traveling professionally.
I need to look fly.
You have to have 3 extra outfits just in case A, weather, B, layer, C, somebody else is wearing the whatever, same thing. You just need other choices. And I do it too. I hang them all over the frames of every door. We have 2 closets, 2 bathrooms, 2 toilets in our bedroom, which is like 8 different door frames that I have bodies. And if anybody walks through them and knocks something down that's hung up, that is wrinkled, or I will freak out. So you're like every other woman. I just don't get all of that mink eyelash. I don't get the
I'm not
spray
doing those.
tan,
Those are
the
too big.
spray tan, and the Sephora box.
I'll tell you. I'll actually. I can show you why I do the spray tan, but I can't show the audience. But like, I have like I'm not just pale; they become like pink. I like get really red, so I'm doing a spray tan to sort of even out my skin color because I think the pink makes me look old. Okay, well, wait. I just want to ask one question. Am I a bad person?
Yes. I mean, what? Sure. No. Of course not.
Oh man. Am I a bad person if the actual goal is to make the people that I'm there professionally with, and this is in any situation, kind of want me but not be able to have me and be sorry about it?
Does that make you a bad person?
Yeah, like not just because they're Brits, but like this is me in any conference though. I want to look good enough where people are like, damn, she looks really good. Oh, I wish she wasn't married. That's what I want. That's my goal.
So you're asking me if you're a bad person.
I feel a little bad for wanting that though. Like I'm vain.
Well, let me nip this.
Shouldn't the goal be I should be funniest and smartest? Not
stop.
I need them to look at my tits.
You already are the smartest and funniest, and that's in the back of your head already. What you want is what you don't feel in your head that you have. So yes, that's totally normal.
Yeah.
It is totally does not make you a bad person. You know your skills and you know what you feel like you're missing, and that's absolutely what you work on and want other people to think. And you are not alone. Every woman leaves the house thinking, well, hoping they feel good about themselves, but thinking that for a conference, yeah, I want somebody to say, boy, is her husband lucky, or damn girl, you sure put yourself together real nice. And I'm not a damn girl kind of person. So for that to come out of me, yeah, that's what everybody wants.
You would make a good shrink, I think.
That's what everybody
John,
wants.
I would like you to weigh in now.
I was afraid of this.
Okay, do you not want to weigh in?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think it makes you a bad person. If you want to be desired, I guess that's good. I mean, everybody wants that. But then again, I think sometimes it would put you in a awkward situation later on down the road. If one of these nitwit men decide to act on it, it kind of puts you in a bad situation. So, yes, it's nice to be desirable, but then once in a while you get a nudnik that thinks that that's a green light, and now you've got issues. So I don't know. I mean, yes, as a woman, you should be able to go out and look sexy and, damn, I want some of that and all that other stuff.
I just want to feel pretty. Yeah,
right.
You're right.
And guys should be able to respect that and know that you're married and all that other stuff. But then you get these nitwits that don't care, that are all about themselves, and then it can create problems. And it shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately it is. So
that's true. These guys aren't like that, though, but that's true.
Didn't mean to rain. I didn't mean to rain on your parade.
No, that I probably needed that perspective because you're right. Like, I definitely don't want to be in a situation that compromises me. But yeah, it would be nice to feel not invisible for 3 days.
I also think that comes at a certain age. I think women at a certain age are
20, not 40.
Right, because when you look at TV and you see other people, you still kind of relate on the 20-something, early 30-something level, and we're not anymore. And although we feel and see ourselves that way, we're not. So for us to try to put ourselves back in, and I'm not saying the game because we're not in that game, and we are pretty content with the game that we're in right now, but just to feel outside of your home like you feel in your head and in your heart, it would be really great to feel that way.
I mean, I'm kind of okay with being a 40-year-old badass. I just don't want my body to look like Grandma Pearl's.
Well, Grandma Pearl, it was badass, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If I hear one more Grandma Pearl story that's not, they're all amazing, so suck it.
Oh my God. I just told someone something about her last night. Now I don't remember what it was. But anyway, yeah, I mean, she was, but like, you know, I don't want the body of a grandma. I don't want to be Slayer on the inside and Pearl on the outside. I want them to switch.
You want to be Pearl on the inside?
Yeah, I'll be an old bubby on the inside making Jewish soup and giving people advice about why they shouldn't date other races.
Although good God. That sounds like my Nana.
Oh my God, she was so terrible. Was your Nana racist also?
Yeah, she was. But in a way where we would go to visit her at her little home and she would say, "Oh, there's a what'd she say? There are these two Puerto Rican women over here. Those Puerto Ricans are so not," like all of a sudden she discovered in old age how lovely other races and ethnicity is. Like who knew? I always thought it was like Puerto Ricans. And then she started saying, I met these two Filipino men. They are so lovely and so helpful. All Filipinos are. So the way she was racist against people in the past, she's now flipping it and saying, wow, Filipinos are certainly super helpful. And they are. And I'm thinking, wow, if you could paint without that sweeping brush, it would really be great. But at least it's in their favor now, so I guess I'm grateful. And now you can talk to my kids again, because I had to keep them away from you for several years where you were just crazy racist.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually know she was racist until she had a stroke. And then one of the times I went to visit her in the home, she never mentioned this. And she had she was like, my mother and father both had an old school, like, The Help kind of maid where, like every time I was at my grandmother's, Bernice was there, and Bernice was in the gray dress with the white collar, like the whole thing. I just thought,
I need Bernice. Don't you need Bernice?
I'll tell you something. Yes, but until I saw The Help, I did not realize she didn't want to wear that. I thought that was just what she liked to wear to my grandmother's house. Like, it never dawned on me. Well, I mean, from birth until 20, really. You know, I thought, my grandmother went into the home, like, when I was probably, like, in, like, my early 20s. So, I don't know why. I just thought that's what Bernice wore. I mean, it would be weird to see her in a house dress, I guess, because my grandmother wore a house dress. Anyway, so, they don't live together, and that would be odd. But, like, there was one time I went to visit her, and I had just gotten divorced, and she said... And she had no reason for saying this to me because I've never had an interracial relationship, although I have had made out with other races. I've never had a boyfriend. She felt the need to tell me not to date other races because they were beneath me. She was like, do you understand? You need to marry up.
Do I understand? Oy.
Not you. No, I'm not asking you.
No, I know. When she said to you, do you understand?
Like, do you understand? You got to marry up. You can't go below. Always marry up. None of the other races. You stick with a Jew. Marry up. And I was like, all right. But then later, that woman, Bernice, she was always talking about how Bernice was her best friend. I mean, Bernice was like her driving Miss Daisy, kind of. Like, I don't know how they were in the past when I was little, but like Bernice was like her only friend when she died. That's what she would say. All my friends are gone but Bernice. I love Bernice. She's like my sister. I'm like, I don't think she's being funny because she has had several strokes at this point. I don't think she means like a soul sister. I think she just means like, you know.
Yeah, but she was paying Bernice, yeah?
At the end, no. Bernice would just come to visit her at the home. No, she didn't have a Bernice by then. But she was being taken care of by a bunch of Jamaican women who loved her. Hello! You're here to see Mrs. Capel.
Yes, I am.
Mrs. Capel was singing in the morning. Good morning. That's what she would do. Actually, one time Emily went to visit her, and they weren't saying much. My dad brought her. I wasn't there. My dad brought her and then went to pee or something, left Emily alone with Pearl. Emily was just kind of like, And then out of nowhere, Pearl goes, "Strangers in the night."
That's why all those women loved her.
Glances. Yeah. Because it was unpredictable. But yeah, so I mean, I forget, why do we get on this about racism and old people? Oh, because I want to be Pearl on the inside. Not the racist part, but like, I just want to be hot on the outside. That's all I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be desired, but John did have a point where if it gets past where anybody's comfortable, but I don't know that these are professional, I don't know. It's
colleagues.
Yeah. These are professional people, most of whom are probably in their own relationships and are putting on their dress shirts and whatever to head out to look good.
I don't want to think about them in relationships. Don't ruin it for me, Melissa. I mean, come on.
All right, now you're making me nervous.
Just kidding.
Now you're making me a little nervous.
I'm kidding. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
It's okay, because nobody I'm related to will listen to my show ever. All right. So, moving on. That's my week coming up. I'm going to New York, and I'm going to be shitting my pants the whole time about falling on my face. I have PTSD from falling on my face, and that's mostly
I would
what I'm worried
too.
about, is that I'm going to fall on my face.
So you're leaving.
I don't do it.
And Stuart's leaving on Sunday, and he's going to Florida for 4 days.
Well, that's what he told you.
Yeah, whatever he needs to do. Go ahead.
No, he's coming to New York to stay with me. I'm borrowing him.
Well, then you should look slamming. Then do what you got to do.
I'm just kidding, but make sure he FaceTimes you. That's all I'm saying.
Stuart loves our house in Florida, and we almost never get to go. So he said, can we? And my kids are taking AP classes, and they're taking Keystones. And he said, my parents could stay with the kids. Come with me to Florida for 4 days. And I said, I actually have a job here. I know you don't get it. But although when my kids left this morning to take tests, my daughter started a fight with me. And instead of, I always try to make them leave happy, to at least start a day well. But there was no starting a day well today. And she's going to take the second half of her Keystone. So suck it. Who cares? So he's leaving for 4 days. And that's when the shit hits the fan. That's when the dogs fight, or somebody bleeds out, or somebody gets sick, or something always happens, or the Wi-Fi or the cable goes out. Like, something always hits the fan when he is away. So for technical things, at least I have Ethan, and I could turn to him and say, make shit work again, and he will disappear and he will make shit work again.
I can probably help with that too, in case Ethan can't help.
Well, good to know.
I'm good with that.
But as far as like the dogs go, one of my dogs decided last night she was no longer peeing outside, and she's the young one and she's fine. And I said, oh, no, all three of you.
What the fuck?
She didn't do anything in the house, but I went outside with her. So now it's raining. I have on my hip boots. I'm marching around the backyard, and I hear the squish. I hear a river, like a river runs through it with my backyard, because it's been raining for 4 days, and we have another 3 ahead of us of rain. And I'm miserable, and you can hear, there's like a sound vortex in my backyard. I know it's 2 acres, but the next 2, all the houses can kind of hear, and I'm yelling, come on, go pee, go make sissy, go pee. And all the neighbors I know are just leaning out their windows thinking, what the fuck is wrong with those neighbors? What is going on? We used to have a neighbor in our old house who had a little tiny, huge black guy, little tiny white dog, and her name was Chablis. So I would walk Izzy, our first dog, down the street and back down the street just for our nighttime daily news walk, and I'd hear Chablis, crap, Chablis, crap. And I thought, oh my God, something's out here. What is Chablis, crap? So that was her command, I guess. So I'm in the backyard going, come on, go sis, go make pee. And I'm singing a pee song. And then Stuart walks outside and yells,
please sing that song.
Crap. He yells, Chablis, crap. I'm like, oh my God, I'm my neighbor. It's the worst. So now I'm going to have to take one out, take him up, put him in the crate to go to sleep so the boys don't fight, and then she pees out. Like, it's just a hot fucking mess. So for 4 days, it's going to be awesome. But when he comes home, his parents are coming.
Yeah.
His parents are coming that day, and they're going to spend a couple of days here. Hey, where's the Cheesecake Factory by you?
Christiana Mall.
Oh, okay. Good to know. That's where I will be.
Or King of Prussia.
Friday night? That's where I'll be. That would be great if it were in my backyard. That's the one by me.
It's a Christiana, yeah.
So his parents are coming here because I told you they live in the middle of nowhere. So their doctors, thank God, are by us. So they're going to see some doctors because, they're taking Ethan to Japan. They'll be on a cruise for a while, and we need to know that everything is perfect and everybody's super healthy.
Yeah.
So next time we podcast, I'm going to tell you all the things that went wrong when Stuart was away. All the trees that fell on the house. Wait. All the.
And I'll show you my 2 black eyes again. It'll be a really good show.
Totally catching up.
So Yanny or Laurel?
I heard Yanny.
Laurel.
John?
Laurel.
He said Yanny.
Laurel.
He said Laurel.
Laurel.
All I hear is Laurel.
Yanny.
Can you hear that?
Laurel.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear it.
I was wondering because I ran out and got it. I hear Laurel.
I hear Yanny. Yanny.
So it sounds like I heard one time when I was talking over it to Scott, I heard in like a almost like peripheral vision, but for hearing, I heard Yanny. But most of the time I hear Laurel.
Do it again.
Laurel.
Not you.
Laurel.
Oh, I heard Laurel there.
Laurel. Laurel.
Now I hear Laurel.
Okay, so what I think it is
I can't go back.
How in other words, what frequency your ears pick up. Because if you pick up low frequencies, you'll get to hear Yanny.
Laurel.
But if you pick up a higher frequency, you'll hear Laurel.
Yanny.
Right.
Yanny.
So, but I just heard both. Did you do something differently the second time?
No, it's just an audio file.
It's because I was imitating it, so you could hear it better.
Here, I'll play it again.
Go ahead.
Laurel.
Yanny.
Laurel.
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 I heard them the first one. I heard Yanny. Then I heard
Laurel. Laurel.
Laurel.
Laurel.
I keep wanting to say Hardy, but I don't know.
Hardy.
I heard the Yanny one time. Now all I hear is Laurel.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's taken over all of the internet. It's taken over the
but
Google
it's not as bad as
searches.
the dress. Why? By the way, let's talk about the dress for a second. What color did you see the dress as? Do you remember?
I saw it as white and gold, not blue and whatever.
Black or brown.
I saw white and gold also.
I saw white and gold as well. Hey, speaking of dresses, can I ask you, what are your thoughts on this royal wedding? Are you giving a shit? Are you going to...
Oh, my God.
What are your thoughts? Do you care?
I don't give a shit. I'm hoping I'll be singing at Marie's Crisis Saturday night. And that's when they get married, right?
Yeah, like 4 a.m.
It's at 4 a.m., right? Then no, I don't give a shit whatsoever. I mean, I don't care about our dress or the flowers and the cake and shit like that because like people are starting to report on that and like I don't care.
But you care about the fact that her dad's not going to be there and you care about the good stuff.
I care about the drama, and she can't save the drama for her mama because it's her papa instead, and her sister is such a white trash piece of shit. What an asshole!
I think that's the only thing appealing.
Her half-brother has already done an open letter to Harry twice telling him to call off the wedding because she's such a social climbing bitch. Like, just let her be a princess. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Why can't anyone ever be happy for anybody?
Well, this is why I think, you know how I told you my mom's a Francophile? She's also an Anglophile, but they don't have...
Oh, my God!
She doesn't speak like that.
There's nothing funny... Oh, she doesn't do the, like, Prince Harry.
No, she doesn't do accents, only when it's French. But
only when it's French, okay.
But, I mean, that's why I really think that the English hate us. I really think, besides the fact that we seceded.
Hate us, first of all?
I would. I kind of do. Because we're a much trashier society. You don't see them. I mean, by far, he's marrying an American, right? So immediately, what? I think people who were interested as an Anglophile, my mother, when Princess Diana got married, she wasn't of royal whatever, but now this is a totally different story. This is, in our house, we don't care. I could care less. I will be sleeping, but I do really appreciate a good, my white trash family, because now I have a member of my family who's white trash now, so I want to hear it.
I found a rapper last night that is the exact definition and epitome of why other countries hate us. I just put it in the Skype chat. I'd like you to look. It's a rapper. You pronounce it 69, but it is spelled number 6, I-X, number 9, I-N-E. And he has rainbow hair and rainbow teeth. And he just looks like a white trash. Actually, he looks like Emily's first boyfriend. I'm not going to lie. This is what he reminds me of, which is why I'm embarrassed about him. But like, oh my God, this kid makes me want to rip my skin off. I'm so uncomfortable looking at him.
Ew, he's super, super, super gross.
He's terrible.
Who's in that hospital bed? This is really gross. I'm going to recommend you don't look it up. Dear listener, I'm going to recommend...
I guess I have to put it in the comments. Right?
Oh, it's disgusting.
He is so terrible. And like, he's Emily's age. He was born like the year before her.
Gross.
It's not even the hair as much as it is like the facial tattoos and the teeth and he is just like the biggest. Right. Like, this man is why Americans hate us. Juggalos and idiots like this. This is why people hate us. Because we are not afraid of, and in fact embrace, looking as stupid as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Right?
This is why I hate us. This is the reason
I
hate us. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. Yeah, so terrible.
That's gross. And he's got a following. Who did my kid used to follow? That fucktard who did that and went to Japan in the what's his name?
Ooh, what?
The YouTuber that my son used to follow or care about that shamed
Paul?
Yeah, well, his brother. The other
Logan.
Paul, Logan Paul. Thank you. That's a lot of drag. So the Paul, both of them, but they still sell merch. They're still followed. It's just so ridiculous. And I would say 3 steps down from them is this ass clown with the teeth and the hair and the tattoos. I'm hoping that
3
person.
steps, 10 steps. At least those kids can present as somebody normal looking.
Right. And they would know to apologize. I hope that person in a hospital bed is somebody that's, hoping to die because they're disappointed, probably disappointed by their child and wants never to see
who is it.
I don't want to know.
It's his mother. Last year I was going down through it. I gave it all I got. Told my mom I'm going straight to the top. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, the only way I could deal with my kid doing all that is to be comatose as well. I can't. I can't.
Just kill me.
So previously we talked about all these reboots that are coming on TV, and I love TV, Jess. I admit it. I just love TV shows. And I love that I've just been binging Roswell. Did you ever see Roswell?
No. What is that? What's it about?
It feeds right into my teenage angst, like teenage romancy thing. It's something I put on in the kitchen when wiping down all the counters again that I don't have to sit and watch because it's stupid. Roswell. It's New Mexico. It's Area 51. It's the whole aliens landed here. My boyfriend's an alien. But I did see that they are coming out with a new Murphy Brown. She's back and it's super political again. So that's coming on soon.
I know. I think that's
Are you excited?
Do you think that'll be Yes, but do you think it'll be as popular as Roseanne?
I do think it will be popular in a very different way. I think it is totally anti-establishment right now because our establishment's just fucked up. So I think it's calling things as they see it, mocking the whole, how is this fake news? It's actually news. You're the I think it's flipping the tables on the whole fake news thing being so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which I'd love to see on a national level and not just...
I think I saw someone ask him about that recently, or maybe it was an old video, but I was poking around on YouTube and I saw a reporter ask him, do you think it's responsible of you to say something is fake news every time it's an article that you don't like?
And?
Because what you're doing is creating mistrust in the media.
That's exactly what he wants to do. He knows exactly what he's doing.
He was like... no, he said something like, it was some kind of defensive, like, I know, I don't do that as much, or I don't do it anymore, or I know it's a problem, it's a big, big problem. But, he kind of like blew it off like it wasn't his problem.
Well, if you really read what he says instead of listening to him, he literally, word for word, he makes no sense whatsoever. There's no complete sentence. It's fragment, fragment,
never.
Fragment.
I don't know if he's ever completed a whole sentence. Ever.
It's crazy. So when they post it and I go to read it, I said, no, I actually need to hear him say it because I kind of get the gist when he's speaking. I get nothing from reading what he's saying. The other one they're doing is Magnum PI.
Oh, Christ. Is Tom Selleck going to be in it? Because that's the only way to work. Who's going to be who's Magnum?
I don't know. I can't even imagine who it's going to be.
So the best reboot I've been watching is not Roseanne. It's Lethal Weapon. I have been watching Lethal Weapon. It's Damon Wayans and this kid, Clayne Crawford. And they just finished their second season. It was amazing. It was on the seat of your pants amazing. It's so funny. Do you watch it?
I don't, but now I want to because I liked Lethal Weapon.
You have to. But they just fired Clayne Crawford because I think Damon Wayans got a little pissy that they were doing it was an episode Clayne directed and there was a stunt and I think Damon Wayans felt a little shaky about it. And so, I don't know, they acted like he was being disrespectful on the set and doing all this and that. And then they fired him. And he is the best Riggs. Like, I think the new character is going to be Sean William Scott and he's not Martin Riggs, but he's going to be like Riggs, like a brother or something like that. But like, I'm so pissed.
Yeah,
don't
you feel like they fill that guy in
Melissa.
all the time? Don't you feel like they fill him in for lots of second characters? That Sean
William Scott.
Yeah. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Put Sean William Scott in there. He'll fit in.
Yeah. No, he'll be good as this character, but you have to see it. I mean, he blows Mel Gibson out of the water with this character. Totally blows him out of the water. And Damon Wayans is so funny still.
Good. All right, I'll watch it.
So funny.
I'll watch after Roswell.
There's also some stuff on Netflix. They're not reboots that I've been watching. Did you watch Requiem yet? The ghost story?
No.
Have to. And what else? I don't remember. Anyway.
Well, they're coming out with, do you remember My Super Sweet 16? Do you remember those wildly, wildly rich people throwing ridiculous Sweet 16s for their wildly spoiled, disgusting, despicable children? I think I read that they're bringing that back. Just so our kids have something to which they can aspire.
I read that Catfish was in its 8th season and they canceled it because Nev was sexually harassing one of the people on there.
Seriously?
They're trying to get her to come to his hotel room and stuff. Yeah.
Stuart loves that show.
Shots. Catfish is, the original documentary is amazing. Frightening, but amazing. And then when you start watching the show and you realize all the desperate people out there. And then the catfishers are the people I don't understand. Why is it fun? Okay, 5 minutes I can see why it's fun. Why is it fun to dupe someone for 2 years? I don't understand.
Jess, how are you duped for 2 years? 2 years? Come on.
Well, you have another life. You just talk to this person when you're not living your life. So you don't really get a chance to know what you think you know about them.
Do those other people who are duped look like or seem like they have another life?
I don't know. But you know what? I was reading this actually on BuzzFeed. I would like to read you some of the craziest catfish stories. Do you mind?
Yeah, I just have a couple more reboots that I want to run by you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
While you're looking for that. Look for it.
No, go ahead.
They're going to reboot The Munsters.
What?
No.
That is fantastic.
Isn't it? It's the best.
You're joking.
The Munsters. They're going to reboot The Munsters.
Wait, wait a minute. Who's the cast of that?
I don't know. You're going to have to get online and find out because you're my fast typer. The Munsters. I was doing it. Because I thought.
I'm kind of excited by that. I think Isaac will love that.
Yes, because there's only one.
He's obsessed with all things creepy.
Right. And I have two more. So while you're looking up The Munsters, Vin Diesel wants to redo Miami Vice.
Oh no!
Which is totally unnecessary. Yeah. And here's my favorite one. Wait,
The Munsters is being rebooted by Seth Meyers.
Go ahead.
That should be funny. Go ahead. No,
it'll be hilarious. You don't have a cast or anything like it.
The Munsters nope, I don't. Not yet.
Okay. The last one is the Jetsons.
Now that's way overdue.
They're doing a live action, so it won't be a cartoon. Live action, and it's 100 years in the future.
Hold on. Live action Jetsons? They're going to fucking cast George Jetson with that big giant nose of his?
Well, maybe. I don't think he'll have a big giant nose. I think they're going for the storylines and not necessarily the...
Now, is this a TV show or a movie?
It'll be a movie?
I thought it was a TV show. These are TV shows.
Oh.
I mean, I could see him
They're
doing
going to make a live-action Jetsons?
Yeah.
TV show? That's bold. That's a bold statement.
And I want to reboot a show, and I want to write it.
Here it is. ABC orders live-action sitcom The Jetsons based on the characters' pilot order. Produced with Robert Zemeckis, Jack Rapke, Jackie Levine, Nicole. We don't know who any of these people are. I don't even know why.
Robert Zemeckis. How could you go wrong?
Yeah.
And I want to reboot Fantasy Island. Anybody want to help me write that?
Who would you cast as Tattoo?
Well, Vern Troyer is gone. No, Vern Troyer is gone. But I don't know if you ever watched
the Dinkley dude. The Dinkley dude could be
Dinklage.
Dinklage. He's busy.
He's very busy.
He's
but
busy winning Emmys.
You know who's not busy? Did you ever watch the Pit Boss?
Every other midget? Baracha!
We say little person, not midget. We say little person.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right. Well, every day. That's what my Nana told me. Every day, learn something new.
Oh, my God. Sorry.
Did you ever see a show called The Pit Boss? He was a guy who worked with pit bulls, spent a lot of time in prison. I think he might be available to yell Deplane, or we could actually not have a tattoo like that.
No, you have to have a tattoo. What about the guy from Seinfeld that used to hang out with Kramer?
Oh, yes, that's right.
He would be a great tattoo.
Yeah, Mickey!
Mickey.
He would be perfect. Well, he's a little old, but he would be perfect.
Yeah, we can dye his hair.
He's the only other midget. He's the only other little person we know, let's be honest.
Thank you for cleaning that up. You can be taught. Good girl. I'm proud of you.
It's the only other small person that we...
Listen, I don't want to offend people, even though it is a comedy show, so if you aren't expecting to be a little offended, maybe you should go listen to my other show.
Please do not offend our one listener and send them elsewhere. That show, that Pit Boss show, had a lot of little people. There was a redheaded girl who worked there who I'd be happy to have yell Deplane. Like there's...
I'm sure that Honor will write us and tell us all the midgets that we should cast as Tattoo. Go ahead, Honor.
Little people.
I would like to hear your Honor Knight, who's a comedian and one of our lovely listeners. Or Emily, I know you're out there listening. I mean, there's lots of people who listen, but you were the two that I know will tell me your opinion. So, yeah, okay. Any more reboots? I'm excited. Most excited out of that, I would say Munsters and Murphy.
Munsters, definitely. Well, Fear Factor, like all these things that shouldn't have been. I think they're doing a Charmed reboot also.
Oh, no, that's not ready for a reboot.
Well, I think it was just here. But the Fear Factor, Dynasty Dallas, The Gong Show, I could do without all of those. You could scratch all of those and I would not be upset because they've already rebooted.
Actually, The Gong Show was funny. It went away already, though.
No, I think it's coming back. I think a lot of these shows...
The Gong Show. It's funny.
It wasn't.
You know what I would love to see rebooted?
It is!
Beverly Hillbillies.
Yes! Oh, my God. So inappropriate.
Why is it inappropriate?
Yes,
I don't understand why that would be inappropriate.
Beverly Hillbilly.
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of Benny Hill.
Not Benny Hill. Beverly Hillbillies. That's a
same
big
music.
difference.
I think it's the same music.
That's a huge difference. Yes, it is the same music. But yeah, that's a big difference. No, yeah. Beverly Hillbillies would be funny. I agree. They're the ones that came from the city and now they live in the country.
Other way around. Came from the country, living in the city.
Country, now they live in Beverly Hills. Oh, got it.
Yeah, Beverly Hills. Yeah.
I'm a little young for that.
Ooh, age.
That's cool. I think I'm excited about the Jetsons too, kind of, because I love their little ways. First of all, why don't we have like a thing that just dresses us like that thing that they would put on?
Oh, their
glass
closet.
Case,
Yeah.
Yeah, like they would just put like a cake plate over their head, and then boom, and they were somebody else.
Do you remember they were sick? They were so tired of pushing buttons to make things happen. Oh, and then his finger was all like crippled because he had to push all those buttons.
And he couldn't work and drive. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so hard to be you with the finger.
And remember, you wouldn't have to be worried about all this dieting because it just puts a pill out and you have this whole giant meal of Thanksgiving dinner.
But they had Rosie who cooked Thanksgiving dinner in her belly and then it came out of her robot belly.
Yeah. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I would love to take a whole robot belly out of me.
That would be so fun.
Salad for lunch today. Salad for lunch, everybody.
All right. Let me read you the catfish wildest things, and then we'll head on out, okay?
We'll wrap it up, slip it, rub it down.
One time, there was a woman who catfished her own cousin for 3 years because he called her a fat-ass Kelly Price.
Wow. That's a deep, deep dive that you're doing that for 3 years.
See, now I respect that. I respect that because she knows him and she held on for 3 years and she put that guy through the ringer for 3 years. That's respect. The ones that I have problems with are the ones where they don't even know the people. They have no idea who the person is.
Fair enough.
Okay, here's one where Nev called this catfish the fuck out. He says, the guy goes, obviously I'm not gay. And Nev says, you were having a romantic relationship with a guy. And he goes, you got me there.
All right.
Ridiculous.
Well played, buddy. Well played.
When this rapper named Dee, who's a woman, admitted she lured women into her bedroom by pretending to be Bow Wow online. She told Max she uses a lambskin dildo to sleep with girls so they think she's actually a guy. That episode was wild.
Little Bow Wow? I'm sorry, Little Bow Wow?
Yeah, he's not little anymore, but yes.
Ugh. Who else?
When Jamari admitted he had a criminal past that included stealing 3 buses, impersonating the drivers, and driving their routes. And then they see him go, I'm not actually a model, I'm a bus driver. So the two remained friendly, and he got his bus driver's license. So happy ending?
Happiest on that show, I guess. It's one of the happiest you can have. I don't know. If you're going to steal a bus, why would you continue to do the route? Like, what in you says, I'm going to hijack this bus? Oh, wait, I have to make a stop on 88th, 90, 102. Like, why are you still stopping? If you're going to hijack it, go somewhere good. Pick up your friends. Go to the zoo.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted the whole fantasy of being the bus driver. He wanted to be the
No, the model. He was a model.
Right. But then he just wanted to.
I see what you
he just wanted to do something like that. It'd be like if you wanted to be a train engineer, you would like hijack a train and then take it and then make all the stops, I guess. I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Here's one where this pair catfished each other and then found out they dated before.
That's like the Escape song. Oh, it's my own. He finds out it's his own wife.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yep.
They find out they dated
Here's
before.
one. They actually, it says, even though their previous relationship ended terribly, they ended up dating again. Dummies. Here's one where the couple tricked Nev and Max into flying them out to meet each other just because they couldn't afford plane tickets.
And why do we hate us? These are all more examples of why I hate us.
Here's a married woman who found out it was her husband who was catfishing her all along.
Her current
husband? And they both were pissed at each other.
Yeah, now I got respect for that, too, because he actually kept her on the line and not cheating with someone else by cheating with him.
I don't think he knew it was her. Do you? He must have.
Yeah, he had to know. Mad props for that one.
One girl popped her glass eye out on camera. One guy was catfished by his own god sister.
Huh? What's a god sister? I've never heard of a god sister.
Like kind of like a cousin. They're not related. One woman was being catfished by her best friend's baby daddy. Ooh. One guy emailed Nevin Max pretending to be the girl he was actually catfishing. NBA player Chris Birdman Anderson and a girl named Paris Roxanne got catfished by the same person at the same time.
Don't you feel you're smarter than this?
One girl pretended to be
Yeah, I hate people.
Yes, one girl pretended to be catfished just so she could come out as gay on national television. This guy admitted he had been catfishing 400 women, keeping charts on who sent nudes, how many, who figured out they were being catfished.
This feeds into this is why I hate people and like animals. This feeds into completely everything I've ever thought about humanity. Everything.
When Ramon sent his online girlfriend Paola $2,000, which she used to buy herself an engagement ring and then told her friends he proposed. Paola was actually a woman named Loida, and Ramon knew her all along.
But she actually sent the woman $2,000 to buy an engagement ring. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Really? That's the one you're picking? Because money's involved? All of these things are deep dives of 3 years of your life or flying me. Like, they're just, all of these people make me hate people even more.
No, well, I mean, listen, I'm buying into the premise that somebody
some of these, it gets worse.
Yeah, I'm buying into the premise that somebody wants to, like, actually pull a prank on somebody else, and it just gets out of hand and goes on for on and on and on. But
here's one. Okay, this person, his catfish turned out to be a real girl, but then he admitted he was engaged So he thought he was being catfished, then finds out he's not, and then goes, well, actually, I'm engaged. So now he's the catfisher.
Is this your way of telling me Stuart's really not going to Florida this weekend?
No.
For a week?
Here's a guy who believed he was in an online relationship with Katy Perry for 6 years.
Whose fault is that? That's like Kanye coming out and saying it's a choice. Like, what? Stop it. 6 years, Katy Perry. Katy Perry's having a relationship with you. You
she
just
has
saw
nothing
her.
else. I know, and it's like this guy's never looked in a mirror, too, right?
You just saw
Oh
her
my
with
God.
Orlando Bloom naked paddleboarding, and she's been going out with you for 6 years. Are you out of your fucking mind? Let's stop it already.
So
just stop.
stupid. Oh my God.
All of these people.
Oh my God.
They're horrible.
Oh my God. I
And
feel
I
bad
kinda
for
feel
people.
like-
I have been catfished, actually. It's not cool.
You've been catfished?
I've been catfished. Yeah. Because before I met Scott, I was doing a lot of online dating, and I met a lot of guys that didn't look like their picture. I mean, I actually met the guys.
Isn't that just a
I
lie?
met one guy that used, yeah, basically. I met one guy that used a totally different picture of another person, like 4 different ones.
Wow.
And then showed up, looked nothing like him. Guy's married. Yeah.
So did you
One
show up to
guy-
those dates alone? Did you just show up alone?
Yes. Yeah, but it was public places. One guy I went out with on a date, got home. 20 minutes later, I get a phone call that says, if my girlfriend calls you, can you just tell her I was buying an engagement ring from you?
Oh, my God.
And I went, bitch, you better pray she doesn't call me.
Wow. You slippery
Then I hung up.
motherfucker. I have a friend who is into some crazy, crazy sex things, like parties with lots of people doing weird and painful things.
Do I know this friend?
No, and she will
Damn it.
she will travel up to like 2 hours to go to these parties and these things. And I said, when you do that,
Is she hot?
yes, I'm asking you. She's cute. I'm asking you, can you please text me the address of where you will be when you are traveling? When your ex has your daughter,
You're such a Jewish mother.
and you are traveling over whatever.
I don't mind if you get one in the ass and 2 in the mouth, but just give me an address so we can find the body, all right? Can we just have an address? If you want HIV, you get HIV. Just give me the address.
John, can you start our episode with that?
Absolutely.
That's perfect.
I just want somewhere to find the body, all right? You want herpes? You want the clap? It's your life. Live it.
Yeah, I just want the address of where you'll be when you're going far away for very sketchy activities. I get certain people need, love, want all of that stuff, and I
dummies.
don't understand it for me, but if that's what everybody has their own thing, and that's fine. That's why there's father-daughter porn, and that's why there's whatever. But
No.
no,
There's no reason for
there's
that. What did you say?
stepdaughter, not stepdad, whatever. But that's
not
why there's
okay.
all different flavors of ice cream. I'll clean it up for you. But please,
you go.
if you are going to be where you don't know these people and you just know from friends of friends, this is a racy party that you're going to love because every room has a different theme and a different activity and a different pain source.
Who
And
is this friend?
right. So if that's it, just text me the address so I know if I need to come get you or, like you said, identify you in some way.
Imagine the scrub down that place has to go through after.
Do you think any of them scrub down those places? They're people's homes. Do you think they do?
should.
They should. Yes.
Dang, your whole house will need a scrub down
Yes.
afterwards.
Yes. Don't eat.
You'll find sperm just swinging from the chandelier,
Right.
like from the fan on the ceiling.
And there's no-
Look, John looked up at his fan.
And there's no 5-second rule at that house
Checking for
either. If
sperm.
something hits a surface, it's over. You don't touch
It's over.
anything. You don't
need an apple off the carpet in that house. No siree, Bob.
It's like a DNA milkshake in there.
Oh God, you're right.
I'd like.
Ah!
Who was here last night? I don't know. You could take samples
I
from
have
everywhere.
to admire her. I have to admire her sense of adventure, though.
Oh yes, she is very adventurous.
It's like VD roulette. Just spin the wheel and see which one you get.
They come with tests. Half of them have their tests in the card form, like their ID that they show that they've been tested in the last whatever. But I get it. There's something you like to do. I like to eat cheese curls, so I like Talenti ice cream.
I think her hobby is more athletic, though.
Yes, she is definitely getting a better workout than I do raising the spoon to my pie hole, which I haven't done in over 3 weeks. But I get it. But I definitely need to know where you're going to be because I love you. And I don't want you to wind up I don't want somebody to dig a hole in the backyard because things went too far. Like I need to, when you don't show up, it's not to identify a body. It's for when you disappear. I know where you were last.
Well, then the other thing is, it's like when, we start finding pieces of you in different states, we know where it started.
We know where it started. We know this. So when we're looking at all of those samples of DNA, what we're really looking for is the biggest puddle of blood, which we think is yours.
So, like, Scott always hates when I say this, but sometimes I walk out and forget my wallet, and then I'll go in, can't forget this, just in case they have to identify the body. And he's like, don't say that. But that's why I immediately went to identifying the body, because without ID, they can't do that.
Yeah, I go for disappearance, because I don't know any of those people, and she doesn't know any of those people.
I don't want to be Jane Doe somewhere in a car crash.
Well, you have
no
tattoos that'll be your ID.
Sort of. Yeah, that's a fun show. Well, anyway, it's probably going to be canceled because Nev is a douche. What a shock. Anyway, that is the Nutcast in a Pod Shell, or the Pod Shell in a Nutcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please visit brilliantobservations.com to see most of the links we talked about today. Maybe not all of them, because I'm being lazy. You can also go to Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Listen Brilliant. Please like us and friend us. We're going to eventually post some really fun. We do post some fun stuff on there, but we're going to do more. And then you can give us feedback, brilliantobservations@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you to Melissa and John for showing up today and being more energetic than me.
Woo! Thanks for listening, dear listener. Wrap it up, slip it, rub it.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh no!